1950s car culture. Car culture was very evident in the 1950s. Due to the Depression and World War II, there was a great halt in auto production which slowed the growth of American car culture. After World War II, the American manufacturing industry switched gears from making war-related items to focusing more on consumer goods. Cars began to be produced more and provided employment to working Americans. In 1950, there were 25 million registered automobiles. By 1958, there were 67 million registered. By the end of the 1950s, about 80% of American families had at least one car and 15% had two or more.
The way the cars looked was a very important aspect of owning a car in the 1950s. Some popular colors of cars were pastel shades of blue, pink, and green. A popular part of car culture was having elaborate taillights, which were often bright red, and also having hood ornaments. Luxury items such as power steering, power brakes, and automatic transmission became greatly desired by car owners. In addition, the space age started in the late 1950s, and it was a time of activities relating to space, including the space race. This resulted in car styles with large tail fins, lots of chrome, and a flowing design that resembled a rocket. A lot of time, what the car looked like was the most important aspect, so the lavish accessories and need for a strong, loud engine often made the car heavier and in need of more gas to operate. Many sacrificed safety and durability for car fashion.
Many things came out of the car culture. Drive-through and drive-in restaurant businesses were created due to the amount of cars in the road. Drive-in movie theaters also began to become popular. By 1950, there were 1,700 outdoor drive-in movie theaters, which grew to about 4,200 only 4 years later. Also, the national highway system was expanded with wider, multi-lane highways for more vehicles and increased speeds. This was initially started by the Federal Highway Act of 1944, which authorized the spending of $1.5 billion to build and improve roads. The trends of billboards along the highways became popular and a way for businesses to advertise.
Car culture was also an important aspect of life for teenagers in the 1950s. This decade saw a dramatic shift in the freedom that teenagers were given, as their parents wanted them to live better lives after the war. This attitude of parental indulgence led to many teens driving fancy hot rods. With these cars, they held drag races, went on dates, and drove much further and faster than their parents ever had.
According to CBS Tampa, the top 10 rides of the 1950s were 1955 Chrysler Crown Imperial, 1956 Chevrolet Impala, 1953 Dodge Hornet, 1956 Mercury Montclair, 1951 Ford Coupe, 1955 Porsche Speedster, 1959 Cadillac Eldorado, 1955 DeSoto Fireflight, 1958 Buick Rivera, and 1957 Ford Thunderbird. Here is an example of a 1950s car commercial.
Hi,
Oh, hi, honey.
that's my man, the fellow who invented do-it-yourself. Or maybe it just seems that way. As for me, there are certain things I'd much rather not do for myself. Take driving. I want my car to do most of the work for me, and that's just what my new Ford with optional power assist does. Let me show you. Remember when parking was so much trouble? Well, with Ford's Master Guide power steering, all turning is as easy as this. Nothing to it. Here's something that's exclusive to Ford in its field. A four-way power seat. Not only does power move me forward or back, it can move me up or down to give me my most comfortable driving position at the touch of my finger. And with another touch here, I can raise or lower all 4 windows without moving from my seat. Each passenger has his own control switch, too. I also have Ford's SwiftSure power brakes, which reduce pedal pressure up to 1/3. And Ford-O-Matic Drive, the smoothest, most versatile automatic transmission of them all. See what I mean about my Ford doing most of my work for me? It's the one car designed with a woman in mind.